Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out. There must be a bounty in town, joined by Michael Bounty Hunter. Good to speak to you, Michael. How you doing?
Good, good. How y'all doing? You good?
Yeah, not bad, not bad at all. We got some of that heat over here in the UK, and you've been providing the heat over in the US in the Team Combat League, but it didn't go quite as well for your team, did it? What happened?
Yeah, it was very controversial. We've had a couple of little sketchy, controversial fights. But it's the same officials that, officiate the regular other boxing fights. So it's no different. So we're getting the same eyes and the same judgments as we do in the pros. So.
What do you think of this inaugural season of the Team Combat League? How have you enjoyed the first season?
It was cool. It was cool. I think they have a lot of things they got to fix, and but it's a new company. Yeah, it's a new company. So they have a lot of things that they got to figure out. It's a new concept. So it's just a lot of holes and stuff like that. But they got something there. It's cool. It's fun. I think who knows how long somebody could last in it. It's, I don't know about the health situations because now you're talking about it's like a last round, but with first round energy. So a lot of people's careers will be shortened from it, and it's just another fighting thing. So that's just how it goes.
Are you signed up for the next season?
Not yet, but yeah, I would definitely most likely probably be on there unless something else happens. But I enjoyed. It was cool. It didn't it wasn't nothing out of my day. I was something I normally do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a normal day to me.
I just want to get a comment from you on Greg Hardy, who's someone who's trying to transition over into the boxing scene. How do you think Greg will fare if he continues doing boxing?
Well, I think that he should have stayed with the MMA because he does have decent stand-up and hands. He just, it's going to take time. So I think that he did very well in the UFC. Even with the guy that he lost to, he was winning that fight. And he just got clipped, you know what I'm saying? But, that just comes with experience and, you know what I'm saying? And having a lot of fights and sparring and stuff like that. So I think what he's doing to, stay and to become a better fighter is awesome because he's kind of traveled around in different, things. He's done bare knuckle, he's done several different things. So I think that it's beneficial for him. Boxing might be the hardest part to deal with, but he's explosive. He was a defensive end, so he's a strong dude. You know what I'm saying? When I fought him in the team combat, he weighed 313. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was even though he's big, he's not like he's an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So.
Now, getting back to the traditional boxing sense, I want you to put this to bed. A lot of back and forth. It seems to be back and forth between yourself and Billy Nelson in regards to a Martin Bakole fight. What is the situation? Who's not taking fights? Who's been presented with contracts? What is the situation from your point of view?
I mean, it's a very simple situation. I mean, I've already dusted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just doing it, just for shits and giggles, but to be honest, there's nothing to say. Just sign the contracts, make the fight happen. They're saying that because the fight was offered to me it wasn't even offered to me, and they didn't want to jump into the fight several times when it could have happened. He used my name. In Congo, I had 1,000 Congolese people calling me and hitting me up on my social medias through Twitter and Instagram, asking me if this was real. Is Martin Bakole gonna fight you? And they had never even approached me. And supposedly he got a lot of money from them just by saying that. And I think it was a wrong move for him to do. I think that was he used my name to get money, and there was nothing around. So when you talk about that in the latest, they tried to get me on the Eubanks undercard, but they came at very short notice. They pressured, they were putting a lot of attention. Pressure. It was like 2 days for negotiations, and I just, it just didn't go down like that. So, when I finally accepted the fight, and I had everything on my ducks in a row. You got to have lawyers look at contracts and all sorts of different situations before things happen. So, me and Ben and them had, we had our own, past history before me not being able to fight on them cards. So, uh, you know, uh, they haven't been able to put nobody in the ring with me yet to step in there. So, that fight eventually happened. He gonna have to come through me at some point because as much as success that he gets, and that's something I had knew before that fight that I wasn't gonna get credit for until later down the line. Until because it's not like he's not a bad fighter, but he can't beat Michael Hunter. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And that's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? It's out in the open. He's gonna get further and further away. The more time he goes, is just worse for him.
So
Why lying about his age and stuff?
you mentioned there that there was a date you were looking towards, and you said that you got short notice for that date, but the date was for Smith versus Eubank Jr. 2, which has been and gone now. Is there another date in line potentially for this fight?
Well, yeah, it was more of the negotiation. It wasn't the date. Wasn't the date was short. I would have did it at any time as far as the date, but it was as far as them pressuring me to give them time to sign a paper right now, right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Which is always going to get a little fishy and sketchy. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just business. That's just how it goes. There's nobody to blame. You know what I'm saying? They keep wanting to point fingers and stuff. My argument is I bet he won't step in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And that's bottom line. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to come through me at some point. So I'll be waiting, Mr. Billy.
The social media on Twitter now, X of course, in lieu of looking to make interesting fights, are kind of putting you and Joseph Parker together, which was something that could have happened before. Do you think that can happen again in the future? That sounds like a good fighting prospect there, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I give all the credit to Joe because he's one of the only fighters that that is status wise as far as his name and stuff is above me. Fought bigger fights and stuff like that, but is willing and has mentioned my name on several different occasions. He's constantly staying in the gym. He shows his stuff and we watch him. So he's definitely and he's at an age where he's like an old master. So he wants to prove himself in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? Test his abilities, and I think that I admire that. About him. You know what I'm saying? That's an actual a real fighter. You know what I'm saying? So. Who knows? It maybe could get done in Australia or, anywhere we can make it happen. I know there's a few promoters that could pick it up. So who knows?
Now, another thing that's not made you the most happiest of fighters right now is the situation regarding Manuel Charr, who's been reinstated as the regular champion. And I believe that's bumped you from your WBA #1 spot. I'll let you kind of say your piece on this, Michael. What was your feelings when you first heard this news?
It's kind of whack because of how it goes, but that's just it's the business, boxing, and it has nothing to really do with the actual fighting of the actual art of boxing. So it is what it is, but I just kind of I put my little spill out on Twitter and. You know what I'm saying? Just to take notice. And, that's it. I just got to keep it pushing. Not much I could do. What is for me is going to be for me. And, I just got to, stay focused and stay on the path because, everybody, we're not really, as much as it seems as the fans and all that, it seems like we're battling up one ladder, but we're all in our own lane, so. I just have to stay in mind.
Any interest on take on Manuel Charr or this winner of this Charr-Miller fight?
I think Miller wins, and I think if Miller fights Bakole, I think Miller gives Bakole a problem. Um, I know that he's kind of big right now. A little bit, heavy, but so is Martin Bakole, and I think that'll make out for a good fight. I think definitely Big Baby beats Charr.
A couple of things I want to get your thoughts on before I let you go. This controversy is still rumbling on. The debate is still rumbling on regarding Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, whether the shot was low or not. And they're looking to appeal. That team are looking to appeal. Did you see the shot as low when you first saw it? What do you think about it after the fact too?
After the first initial thought was that wasn't low. We get hit on the belt line all the time. It's funny because something happened that day. You guys fought earlier in the day for us, and that ended up, obviously that was a big fight. So that was a very controversial. So it echoed, right? And then we got Big Baby Jared Anderson that night. And the ref immediately and intentionally calls the belt is low. So in his mind, you already know what his decision was with the Usyk fight, that was a low blow. So he initially announced it right there. And that's what the refs are for, to announce. That's the only rules that really apply anyway. So then he lets Anderson hit that guy on the belt all night. He hit him on the belt all night and did not call, didn't even wink, because instinctually he knows that's not a low blow. You know what I'm saying? That people get hit on the belt. The greatest shots have been right there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that those shots really hurt. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't low. You know what I'm saying? We get hit on the belt line all the time. The guards are made different. You know what I'm saying? Your cup is made differently. Sometimes it could be bigger, smaller. Even the waist and why everybody's sizes are different. So, but usually, the ref calls and lets you know before the fight. Which I bet that didn't happen. I didn't watch the game, but usually that is more prominent in America. Because I don't think that would have went on if that was, if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't their promotion, you know what I'm saying?
I did keep an eye on your social media, and you kind of put out a retweet of saying it's no secret about Alexander Usyk and his maybe a vulnerability to body shots. Do you feel he has that vulnerability? That's the key for anyone to get a victory over him.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's never been a secret. There's other clips out there I've seen since I was younger. And before I even knew who he was, I was watching Arthur Beterbiev and other fighters. And watching you if you look, you'll find other body shot. Him complaining or him getting dropped and stuff like that. So when I said that, I was just saying it's not, it's no biggie. Everybody, gets hurt it could get hurt to the body. Those are the stabbing shots. But I think that it was a little bad on the ref's part because they used to do that to Michael Jordan. He could call a play out, and the ref will call it just because it was Michael Jordan. So I just think that it was the energy, but you have to know what type of fight you're in. You have to know what type of fight you're competing. If you ever play, fight night or something on them games, and you play the career, you have to. If you knock the guy out, you'll lose, or sometimes you enter into a fight half health. You know what I'm saying? Half condition. You know what I'm saying? So and that's how life. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you have certain elements that you're fighting. Sometimes you can lose and still win. Because your stock is rose and you just fought a good fight. But you got to ask for. So it just depends. And I think that Daniel didn't put his foot down. He didn't stay 10 toes down and stick to it. If I was him, I would have went right back to the body. I would have went right back to the same spot and let the ref do his job. And that's what you're supposed to do as a fighter. That's the only rules that apply, is making the ref do their job. And that's just the game. You know what I'm saying? So Usyk understood what the situation is. He faked the funk. You know what I'm saying? He was hurt. He would have probably been stopped. I don't see him, I think he would have even got up if he had more pressure on him. But he knew what was happening and he knew the situation. We're all professionals. That's what fighting is. You know what I'm saying? That was a tactic. People don't see those, but that's what happens. People hit people on, when the ref is not looking, or on the other side, they hit them on the hip or something. These things are a part of the fighting game. And, it was a excellent display of character or showman as he was acting, on the floor. But, it wasn't a low blow. He was hurt, and but Daniel didn't jump on it. He got stopped. He quit. I wouldn't say he quit, but yeah, he did quit. I feel like he quit. He didn't put his foot to the fire. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put his pedal to the metal. And even after, when they knew that was happening, when he hurt him, you're just supposed to go, the rule, you're supposed to go right back there to the body, right in the same spot, and see, and let them decide what was happening. Then it would have been more controversial. And then Daniel would have been like, oh, okay, well, they got to do it again or something. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't fight the fight that he should have fought. You know what I'm saying? That he could have fought, and that was basically dug deep. That was his chance to be great, and he chose just to be good. So
you sound like you're a bit frustrated by Daniel, Michael.
A little, because just as a fighter, you know what I'm saying, as a warrior, when we see those things, especially, he's young, I want to see him succeed. I want to see him do good. Obviously, we see that Usyk is top notch, and he stood, he stood 10 toes down. He ended up winning, you know what I'm saying, and stopping him. So there's no argument, you know what I'm saying, basically. So so I think the disappointment is more on Daniel than Usyk, in the sense. I think Usyk was a low blow, and if you wanted to, he's not there to emit courage or show courage. It's all about the win, and he did that night. So I think that we got to look at these things as they are, and like I said, it's a little disappointing from Daniel, because I feel like he could do better. You know what I'm saying?
Final couple
He's
of things.
A big, strong dude.
Final couple of things, and I'll let you go. Did what you saw in Usyk-Dubois change your mind at all of what happens if Fury and Usyk meet in the ring?
A little, because of the nature. I think, the fans and a lot of people, see that now that he can be hurt to the body. I think that's going to be a tactic, a little bit more focused on, even though it probably was already like that anyway. But I still don't see Tyson. I still see Usyk giving Tyson the blues. The only thing is the power thing. He's gonna have to figure out how to gain his respect and win rounds without kind of being the dominant dog. He's going to lose rounds. If they just both stood in the ring and nobody threw any punches, you're going to give the fight of the round to Tyson Fury, because he's big in the nature of it. He owns most of the real estate in the ring by nature. So in the way Usyk fights, he's a fleet-footed fighter. He's going to have to gain his respect somewhere early in the rounds and kind of find his way kind of early, you know what I'm saying, win some rounds, because I don't see him winning the earlier rounds, and then I see him might having trouble in the later rounds, because he's going to have to gamble a little bit more, or make up something. He's going to have to come up with something. So I don't really see. I see Usyk still giving him the fits, though. So it's very controversial, but I think still Usyk gives him the problems because of Tyson Fury's. He has problems with fighters like our size, you know what I'm saying, and they use their feet a lot. We've seen him get dropped. So there's a couple of different elements there. I think that I think the bottom line though, I don't think Tyson Fury and Usyk gonna step in the ring. Hopefully they do, but I don't see it happening.